Hello, and welcome back to the Snooze Files. Tonight, we're returning to ancient Rome, not to visit emperors or legions, but to poke around the quiet corners of daily life. In this second part of our slow Roman series, we'll explore three essentials: food, firewood, and fashion. Because even in the mighty Roman Empire, someone still had to get dressed, make dinner, and stay warm. Let's take a sleepy walk through the ordinary. First up, food. The Roman diet was simple, especially for the average citizen. Wheat was the foundation. Most meals centered around bread, porridge, or gruel made from grain. This grain was usually boiled into a mash called pulse. Sometimes it was flavored with herbs, vegetables, or a little olive oil. Meat was expensive. Most people rarely ate it. Fish, eggs, lentils, and cheese were more common. So were olives, figs, and onions. The wealthy, of course, had lavish banquets. Stuffed dormice, flamingo tongues, honey-drenched everything. But most Romans lived off grains, garden vegetables, and whatever was cheap at the market. And then there was garum, a fermented fish sauce used on nearly everything. It was salty, smelly, and beloved. Now, what kept all those cooking pots boiling? Firewood. Rome burnt a lot of it. Wood was used for heat, cooking, baths, and workshops. Families gathered twigs, bought bundles, or reused old furniture. As the city grew, firewood had to be carted in from farther and farther away. This led to a whole trade of woodcutters, haulers, and sellers. Public bathhouses burned massive amounts of fuel. Furnaces heated water and kept floors warm through clever underground channels called hypocausts. Keeping warm was an effort, and a smoky one. And finally, Roman fashion. The famous toga was real, yes, but it wasn't for everyday wear. Togas were heavy, hot, and mostly worn by men at formal events. Daily Roman clothing was simpler. Tunics made from wool or linen. Men wore short tunics, women wore longer ones, often layered with a stola. Sandals were common, so were cloaks, belts, and pins. Clothing reflected status. The width of your tunic stripe, or the dye in your fabric, could say a lot about who you were. And of course, laundry had its own strange twist. It was done with human urine. The ammonia helped clean stains. So yes, even in ancient Rome, fashion came with a rinse cycle.
And so, dear listener, while the empire marched and the senators debated, someone was at home, stirring soup, gathering twigs, mending a tunic. History is full of quiet chores and sleepy details. If your mind is starting to wander, or your eyelids are growing heavy, feel free to drift off now. For more mundane mysteries and sleepy histories, subscribe to the Snooze Files, and send me your suggestions for future episodes. Until then, sleep tight.